you what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife, and welcome to the weekend wrap up, where I carry you through the week and give you just clips and little pieces of my week. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it don't, and you never know what day you're watching. But anyway, we end up on the couch with couch time with Bryant, and I'm super excited, so enjoy the video. Let's start out at the doctor's office where I took Bryant for his knee. This was right after I had left the eye doctor's office with my contacts. So I have really red eyes, and when I was learning to take my contacts out. But we're there for Bryant's knee. So we're going to start on that day and move throughout the week. So we're in here waiting to see what's wrong with his knee with my red eyes.
We're two crippled people.
Oh, look, they're calling him now. So what happened at the doctor's?
Well, they came in there with a needle this long.
Not quite that long, but I'm sure when you were receiving it, it felt that long.
That long. And they put it in my knee.
So they gave him a I can't even say it, a steroid shot. Cortisone shot. And so he already is feeling better. So he said they could have torn his meniscus. So we're going to start with the shot. If it doesn't get better, we'll do an MRI and then possible physical therapy or surgery. But right now we're starting with the steroid shot, and then we'll wait and see what happens after that.
Tell them where we're at right now.
Right now we're at our date place. Not the one we normally go to, but it's the restaurant we normally go to.
We're over in Greensboro, so we're sitting outside. Show them where we're at.
Well, they can't see. There's nothing that says the name.
It's okay. Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse. Yep, we're fixing to head in and get an early supper.
Early supper. It's 4 o'clock.
Yep, so that's good for us. That's good. That way we're not eating late at night. That's a good thing. All right, so we're going to head in just a little bit. Well, it is now Friday, and so we're just going to go see what the men are up to. It is that time of year again. It is the second cutting of hay. So we are going to go see if we can find what field they're all in and just see what they're up to. So I'll film a little bit if I can find the men. Okay guys, there goes Bryant. He is cutting. So what will happen next is what I'm fixing to show you. After he gets this field cut, then someone will come behind him and ted it. So I'm going to go show you Isaac and show you what he's doing and how he's tedding the hayfield. Alright guys, there's Isaac. You can see the fingers of this machine, and all tedding is just spreading out the grass so that it can dry. We want the grass almost completely dry, but we don't want it to lose its protein and all its nutrients. So we do want it to dry somewhat. So that's what he is doing. He's spreading it out. He's actually already gone over this field good. And so the next, depending on the day and the weather, it may be tedded again and fluffed up again to help the underneath dry. But then after all the tedding is done, a rake will come through, and now I'm going to show you what that does. That piles it back up in a row so that the baler can come through and bale it. Let's go see if we can find the raker. Okay everyone, you can see the rows of hay all lined up pretty right here, and it'll be ready for the baler to come through and pick it up and turn it into a hay bale. I'll see if I can find Daniel. Daniel is doing our, oh, he just passed me. Daniel is doing our raking, so I'll see if I can get over there and show you. I may be messing up their rows pulling across it. It's okay though. But I want to be facing. Here he comes. Let's see if I can get the window down over here. We'll watch him as he goes by. There he goes. You can see the rake right there. And it's just piling that hay right up into a row. I hope you guys could see that. It's kind of hard for me to get that here. But aren't these rows of hay beautiful? And you can see how much drier they are in this field than they were where Isaac was just tedding. So yeah, we'll be baling hay this afternoon probably.
It's hard to see. I don't know if you can see. That sun is just glaring down right there, but see if I can change positions. New baby calf right there. It's hard to see him in the shade. Hope you got a picture there. See this one a little better. This one here was born yesterday. Well, look at there. Get ready to stand up. That one was born yesterday.
It was born yesterday?
Yep. Welcome to the farm, buddy.
Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning. It is 8:20. We are actually in Durham, North Carolina.
Yep.
We are headed to our district, our denomination's district conference. So I'm a delegate. Another lady from our church is a delegate, and by virtue of being pastor, Brunt is a delegate. So I don't know if you call yourself a delegate, just a voting pastor. Ordained
voting pastor.
So we are headed to, it'll be a worship service. I mean, there's going to be business, but I tell you, it's going to be a worship service too. So
I just want to say, describe what a delegate is.
A delegate is just somebody that the local church votes in to go and vote and represent the church and vote for any business that takes place. So we do have a big vote coming today. We're voting on a new district superintendent. So that's what we'll be. That's one of the big items today. I don't know that there's a whole lot of other big items, but you're really voting people into positions. So we're going to go. I'll film what I can, and I'll see you when we get there. This is a beautiful church we're headed to. It is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, guys, we've arrived at this church, and this is absolutely beautiful. The top of their building says reach, teach, and release.
Thank you all. One other thing is, right after lunch,
Well, our district superintendent is moving on to another role in the denomination, and we gave a reception for him at the conference, or I didn't have anything to do with it. It was just a reception for him and his assistant superintendent. They are going to be extremely missed. He took us under his wing when we were new to the denomination. That's him right there, the dark-headed one. That's the assistant in the dark jacket. But this was a great reception for them, and I hope they know how much they are loved and appreciated. So we bid farewell to Jonathan Lewis and John Vernon. Hey y'all, well, we left the conference and we're on our way home, and we saw this little neighborhood market. We're gonna stop. Jean's Neighborhood Market, and it says something about a strawberry patch. They have a place you can sit out here and just chat and carry on. So we're gonna go in. Bryant's wanting a drink, so we're gonna head in, and it says the porch, sit, relax, and gossip. All right, we're going in. Y'all check out the little car. Is that not cool? Pizzas, cheese, hoop cheese. Ooh, this looks like ice cream. Homemade ice cream. Can't have that. Hey everybody, welcome to Couch Time.
Hey. Happy Sunday afternoon, everybody.
In this video, they've been with us to conference for a little bit.
Had a great day there.
I can't remember what all's on this video.
I'm sure there's some cows.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think there is some cows.
Some new
calves,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. See, we do so much in a week, she forgets sometimes what she puts
What
on.
I filmed.
Yeah, we do a lot. Hey, but we've had a great, busy, exhausting week. Last night we got back from the conference. I sat down in my recliner about 7:30, 8 o'clock. I was out like a light.
We both went out.
And I didn't wake up till this morning at 5:40, which is odd for me.
I woke him up just enough to get him to the bed, and then he slept on. I thought, oh no, since he went to sleep so early, he's going to be up at like 2 a.m.
Wasn't the case.
No, he slept till almost 6, which was late for us.
Yeah, so we've had a phenomenal week, accomplished a lot of things. Chicken's doing good. Man, those recipes this week, they were out of this world.
We did the fancy salad.
The fancy salad, and I really liked that little smoothie or whatever you call it.
Oh, yeah.
The strawberry.
It was so good.
Milkshake smoothie, whatever. It was
Yeah,
really
it was
good.
a milkshake.
Yeah. And it had a little ice cream in it, but it wasn't terribly bad because it had some yogurt in it too, right?
It had yogurt and ice cream.
Yeah.
So it was so good.
Semi healthy.
Yeah, it
Okay.
wasn't anything healthy.
That's what I told myself.
Nice thought, but no, it wasn't healthy. But it was delicious, and that was on our cheat day.
That was on our cheat day.
And we had the chicken thighs.
Oh, that was good. The Ina,
The mustard, creamy mustard chicken thighs.
I never can get her last name right.
Garten.
Yes, I want to say Garner, but anyway.
The sauce was absolutely delicious. I just do not like chicken thighs.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with the recipe. It just had to do with the type of meat. And I'm just not a fan of chicken thighs.
Well, I think too, you could have done them maybe with some breast tenderloin and.
Yeah, I think next, I'll make it again for sure because that sauce was amazing. But I will do it with chicken breast.
But you know, here's what kind of surprised me when you did the Pioneer Woman. The views, I mean, people love the Pioneer Woman. When you did Paula Deen, everybody loved the views. But with Ina, there was a dip in your view, so I'm not sure that.
Well, hers is a different kind of cooking than either mine or Paula's or the Pioneer Woman's. All three of us are very southern, very country, very just plain type cooking.
She's more elegant?
She's more elegant, gourmet, fancy type cooking. And that may have been the disconnect. But I love her.
Yeah, if you had went on for a couple of more weeks, here we go. If you'd went on for a couple of more weeks, who might have been your next couple of inspirational cooks?
Well, we know Justin Wilson would have been one.
I guarantee.
Yes. And I remember my daddy watching him as a little girl.
On PBS?
Yes, on PBS. And
who would have been another one?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Do you have one in mind?
No, I don't know.
Well, I always enjoyed watching, if you remember Sandra Lee, and she did semi-homemade cooking. I think as a young mom, when I had young kids, I enjoyed her cooking. And one of your favorite recipes, one of your favorite things that I make every year at Christmas came from her.
Artichoke hearts?
The bacon-wrapped artichoke hearts.
That's my favorite.
And so Sandra Lee would have definitely been on there. I don't know where she's at now.
I don't either. So, but anyway, hey, I'm sure there's some great cooks that you guys know about too, and that have inspired you. And Martha.
Martha Stewart. Oh yeah, I watched her all the time.
Yep.
Remember?
So, yeah.
And I would watch her crafting, her gardening. I watched it all.
Yep. So.
But this coming week, that was an expensive experiment because I had to buy specialty stuff for every recipe, so that got a little pricey.
But it's okay.
But this week, I have a feeling you're just going to come with me for whatever the day holds, and I'll cook whatever I cook. I'm not going to do anything. It may be something I've made before on the channel, so you're just going to hang out with me this week while I recover from last week.
Hey, speaking of hanging out today, if you got to hang out with us at church, it was a great message. A different style message. Caroline fussed at me at lunch because usually she likes me to give point 1, point 2, point 3.
She likes to take notes.
Those are taking notes. Well, today I did what was called an exegetical style, where I went verse by verse and preached verse by verse. And I shared about the title of today's message was Life is Good. And in Romans chapter 5, Paul is teaching the Roman people that 5 different things that Paul taught them. First off was that that they are justified through faith, meaning that salvation comes through Christ. That was the first thing. Second thing was they have access to God through faith. Third thing was, that they have access to God's glory, okay, His sovereignty, His will, and all those things. And then also, too, there was glory in our sufferings, meaning when we go through tribulations and difficulties, that it's not all doom and gloom, that it brings perseverance and it brings hope. And then lastly, it says that He fills us with His love. And so we dove into that and what that meant. And then at the end of that, when Paul is kind of giving that discourse, this is what he says. He says, and when the time was right, God allowed His Son to die. I'm paraphrasing. Allowed His Son to die. Yet while we were still sinners, He died for us. And I really captivated. I tried to just lean into that moment of when the time was right. So many times in our lives, we think our lives are discombobulated or things are not going well. And often we judge that by our careers, our vocations, our checking accounts, our savings account. If the car's broke down, if the house is a mess, or our children have made bad decisions, or if our children have become prodigals and walked away from the Lord. We look at those things like, man, life is terrible. And when in actuality, life may not be as terrible as you think. It's just that your perspective has shifted, and our life is still good because we've been justified in faith through Christ. Our life is good because we have access to Him through faith. Our life is good because we're able to glory in Him. Our life is good because even in our sufferings, we still glory in Him. And our life is good because He has poured out His love into us. And so sometimes we just need to slow down and smell the roses, so to speak, and realize that life is not as bad as we're making it out to be. Yes, there are times when we have situations where things may escalate or stress may increase, but even when the stress is present, God's blessings is still present. And so I just want you to realize that, hey, life is good. And it doesn't mean how much money you have in the bank. It could mean just sitting beside a gorgeous blonde with a new haircut and with new contacts.
Speaking of contacts, that was a fiasco.
That was a challenge.
That was suffering that I had to glory in.
Yeah, eyes were all bloodshot. I had to help her. I wish we should have recorded me trying to help her take her contacts out. Can you see him? Where they at, Brian?
I said, where's it at? Is it on the Iris, where's it at? I don't see it.
And I would go to try to help her, and she'd go,
Stop!
yeah, it was real funny.
It's not funny. I mean, it wasn't funny then. And it may not be funny in a little bit when I try to take them out. Because I can get them in with no problem. It's taking them out that's the problem. So I want to say thank you to all of you who definitely sent me tips and tricks and suggestions. I've watched some YouTube videos, and so we're going to try it again tonight. This is the first time they've been back in my eyes. Saturday, my eyes were so sore I couldn't have put them in. My eyes were angry on Friday. They were angry on Friday. And then yesterday, I was only supposed to wear them for a certain amount of hours, and we were gone all day, and I knew I wouldn't be able to take them out when the time was right.
So she didn't wear them at all.
So I just didn't wear them. So, anyway.
So I might record tonight.
Yeah. So we've got some recipes coming up next week. They may be things you've seen before, and maybe not. But you're just going to hang out with me. So we're going to go through the days together, and it's going to be good. It's going to be fun.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us right here on The Farming Pastor's Wife. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Weekend Wrap Up. Yeah.
And if we get time next week, we need to do a live.
We might do a live. Hey, let's do a cooking live with them.
I like the talking lives.
I
really like the talking lives.
Okay,
I get nervous doing a cooking live.
I don't get nervous.
I get nervous because you're not the one doing the cooking.
So, all right, thank you for joining us right here. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. God bless you all. Stay tuned. Got a lot of exciting things coming up next week. So,
all right, we'll see you next time on The Farming Pastor's Wife. Remember, the grease is hot enough. You can fry anything. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.